Picture this. A man, let's call him Arthur, whose life is a perfectly curated symphony of beige. His alarm goes off at 7 a.m., not 7:01, not 6:59. His breakfast is one slice of whole wheat toast, lightly buttered every single day. His job? He audits spreadsheets. For fun? He organizes his sock drawer by color and fabric density. Arthur isn't just a creature of habit. He's the king of monotony, the sultan of sameness. He's what many would call the most boring man in the world. But here's the thing about Arthur. He's not unhappy. In fact, he's perfectly content. His predictable world is a fortress against the chaos of modern life. While we're all doom-scrolling and chasing the next big trend, Arthur is finding zen in his perfectly sharpened pencils. Is it possible that we've got it all wrong? Maybe what we label as boring is actually a secret superpower, a path to a calmer, more focused existence. This got me thinking. We live in a culture that glorifies the hustle, the adventure, the constant new. We're told to live our best lives, which usually translates to scaling a mountain or launching a startup from a beach in Bali. Anything less feels like a failure. The pressure is immense. If your weekend wasn't a whirlwind of social events and Instagrammable moments, did it even happen? This relentless pursuit of excitement can be exhausting. It's a treadmill that's perpetually speeding up, and frankly, a lot of us are getting tired of running. So, what if we took a page from Arthur's book? What if, just for a day, we embraced the boring? I'm not saying you need to start cataloging your paperclip collection, but what if you allowed yourself to just be? Imagine a Saturday with no plans. No brunch reservations, no to-do lists, no pressure to be productive or entertaining. Just you, a cup of tea, and the quiet hum of your own home. Sounds terrifying to some, right? But it could also be liberating. This is the joy of missing out, or JOMO, the quiet, introverted cousin of FOMO. The fear of missing out. It's the radical idea that it's okay to not be everywhere, doing everything, all the time. It's the permission we give ourselves to find pleasure in simplicity. It's reading a book instead of hitting a crowded bar. It's taking a slow walk in your neighborhood instead of a frantic weekend getaway. It's cooking a simple meal at home instead of chasing reservations at the trendiest new restaurant. Think about the hobbies we often dismiss as boring: gardening, knitting, birdwatching, doing puzzles. What do they all have in common? They are mindful, methodical, and require patience. They ground us in the present moment. When you're trying to identify that little brown bird in your backyard, you're not worrying about that email you forgot to send. When you're focused on a complex knitting pattern, your anxieties about the future tend to fade away. These activities are a form of active meditation, a way to declutter our minds. They build something tangible, whether it's a scarf, a thriving tomato plant, or simply a completed jigsaw puzzle. There's a deep satisfaction in that creation, a quiet pride that a fleeting social media post can never replicate. Now let's go back to Arthur. One morning, something shifts. His alarm, the bedrock of his existence, fails to go off. He wakes up at 7:43 a.m. To us, it's nothing. To Arthur, it's an earthquake. His perfectly structured day is in ruins before it's even begun. The toast feels wrong. The commute is off-kilter. A tiny crack has appeared in his fortress of beige. And through that crack, a little bit of chaos, a little bit of life starts to seep in. On his flustered walk to the bus stop, he notices a small community garden he's passed 1,000 times but never truly seen. He sees a woman passionately weeding a patch of unruly-looking flowers. She's got dirt on her nose, and she's smiling. He's never seen anyone look so happy doing something so messy. That evening, instead of organizing his socks, he finds himself looking up how to start a garden on the internet. It's a small deviation, a tiny rebellion against his own rigid code. He buys a single packet of marigold seeds. It feels like a monumental act of defiance. Planting that seed is a revelation. He has to check the soil, worry about sunlight, and deal with the unpredictability of nature. It's messy, it's uncertain, and it's completely outside his control. And he finds he loves it. Watching that first tiny green shoot push its way through the soil gives him a thrill that his perfectly balanced spreadsheets never could. It's a different kind of order, the order of life itself, which is inherently a little bit chaotic. Arthur's story isn't about abandoning who he is, it's about integration. He doesn't suddenly start skydiving or backpacking through Asia. He's still Arthur. He still finds comfort in his routines, but now his world has a new color. It's not just beige anymore. There's a splash of marigold orange. He discovers that a little bit of boring and a little bit of excitement can coexist. The routine provides the foundation, the stability that allows him to appreciate the small, unexpected joys. His structured life becomes the sturdy pot that holds the beautiful, unpredictable flower. This is the balance we should all be striving for. It's not about choosing between a life of quiet contentment and a life of thrilling adventure. It's about building a life that has room for both. Maybe your boring is your steady job that pays the bills and gives you security. That security then gives you the freedom to pursue your passion for painting, your weekend hiking trips, or your love for learning a new language. The routine isn't the enemy of excitement, it's often the enabler of it. So I challenge you to find the Arthur within yourself. Embrace the quiet moments. Reclaim the word boring and see it not as a lack of excitement, but as an abundance of peace. Start that boring hobby you've been thinking about. Allow yourself a weekend with no plans. Find the joy in a simple, home-cooked meal. You might just find that by embracing a little bit of boring, your life becomes infinitely more interesting. The most boring man woke up not to a new personality, but to a fuller version of himself. And maybe we can too. Thank you so much for watching. What's a boring activity that brings you joy? Let me know in the comments below. I genuinely love to read them. And if this resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content. It really helps the channel out. Until next time, take care.